Health utilized the health impact assessment framework to help mitigate potential displacement that was going to be caused from a low-income housing redevelopment. And most of you probably know that the Bay Area is it's a very spendy place to live. And so if you have low-income housing, you definitely don't want to lose it. Through the health impact assessment process, because the public health expertise was there, the planning folks, the development folks were all at the table, they were able to go through this process, including the community input regarding this new development. And the outcome of the process was they were able to show what the potential displacement would look like, where the people would be able to go if they are displaced, what the health costs of that would be, and at least inform the decision makers that, you know, this is potentially what's going to happen if you do the development in this way, but if you do it in this way, and if you are able to reincorporate one-to-one all of these units back into this development, then, you know, here's the economic benefit. So through the process, they were able to use that kind of information to leverage you know, permitting processes. So they were actually able to increase their density, the permits needed for their density, they were able to increase those, and the developer was actually able to replace one-to-one all the low-income housing units, as well as develop as many housing units as they were, you know, hoping to do in this mixed-use development. So anyway, it's just an example of how getting somebody who's kind of out of the development part of it, something like public health, to give you kind of a different view on the potential impacts of a development, and then mitigate those for a win-win kind of outcome.
Thank you. Quick comment, and then we need to move on for the fourth principle.
And just in regards to the communities that are here in Louisville that you may be witnessing the transformation of, for public housing, the public housing residents have the first right of return. So a lot of times we have, you may hear about the volatile meetings that you may hear about people being displaced from their communities. But residents who have, we say residents in good standing, meaning they are responsible residents of their community, have the first right of returning to those new communities that are created.
Okay, thank you. I'll turn it back over for the fourth livability principle.
Targeting federal funding towards existing communities provides revitalization. The precedents we selected to show for this livability principle are located in Palmyra, New Jersey, Chicago, Illinois, Davidson, North Carolina, and Gresham, Oregon. Palmyra, New Jersey was settled in the late 17th century. The town remained rural until the building of the Camden and Amboy Railroad in 1834, after which railroad workers bought lots along the railroad and built their homes. Ever since, the street that follows the tracks, now known as Broad Street, has been the center of town. Historically lined with mixed-use development, the area still, to this day, supports local businesses on the lower level and affordable housing on the upper levels. Even the pharmacy, which has been around almost since the town was developed, still exists in its original location. The town of Palmyra maintains this area, repainting, re-siding, reinstalling the town clock, and even returning the sidewalks to their original herringbone brick-laid glory. There are also older buildings along Broad Street that have been redeveloped into affordable apartment homes, placing their residents close to the highly successful public transportation system. The Waterfront Project was an initiative to clean up the Delaware River waterfront along the Penn's Landing area of Philadelphia and the cities of the New Jersey side of the river, including Palmyra, New Jersey. Not only was this to revitalize the beauty of the waterfront, which was rapidly depreciating, but also to start revitalizing the health of the Delaware River and its shorelines. This project included the installation of the river line, cleanup, new tourist development such as the aquarium in Camden, New Jersey, and the revitalization of Penn's Landing in Philadelphia. For Palmyra, it was about maintaining and saving many of the historical buildings, homes, and sites from destruction, such as the Cove, a 250-acre wildlife park, and to develop a new housing development which would include affordable homes.
To the residents of Davidson, North Carolina, the essence of their small town is great neighbors and great neighborhoods. And the town's high quality of life is attracting development. To preserve and enhance Davidson's character, the town adopted the Davidson Land Plan in 1995 and an innovative planning ordinance in 2001. In 2004, the town won the EPA's National Award for Smart Growth. Davidson's plan has allowed the town to build on its strengths while accommodating new growth. Maintaining diversity is a key factor in creating great places to live. Recognizing that housing prices often increase when communities create great places to live, the town requires that 12.5% of all new housing developments be affordable to families making less than the county's median family income.
Gresham, Oregon's Metro Transit-oriented development plan calls for the region to use existing urban land more efficiently in order to protect natural areas located on the urban fringe. Specifically, the plan calls for substantial amounts of growth to occur in medium to high-density urban centers linked by high-quality mass transit systems. By doing this, Gresham is limiting its suburban sprawl and preserving the surrounding environment while, at the same time, creating dynamic, walkable municipal centers and encouraging public transportation.
The new and improved Archer Courts development in Chicago, Illinois, with its diverse residential base, has done a lot to provide a facelift for Chicago's Chinatown community. Once known as a hub for drugs and violence, local businesses and neighbors despised Archer Court. Now, after the renovation, the residents and surrounding community are proud of the development and the new positive energy that it has brought to the area. Not only do residents have a newly renovated structure, but several added amenities, such as a computer learning center, which provides email facilities and computer classes, communal spaces with attached kitchens, as well as a new building for community activities. In addition to this, Archer Court now has a new wellness center, staffed 2 days a week by a local hospital, which provides free medical consultation, treatment for minor ailments, and referrals. And now the panel will address any questions regarding this livability principle.
So we're talking specifically about supporting existing communities again, which we touched on a little bit in the last question, but the questions on our screen right now revolve around funding opportunities. So if there is more that we can say about funding for economic gardening, housing renovation, applying for financial assistance from the agencies, and funds to redevelop old commercial corridors. Those are the sort of big funding questions in front of you there. You can choose one or whichever one is easiest to speak to first, and try to run through them. Thank you, Virginia.
I'll start. HUD generally does not fund directly to an individual or to an organization, but the bulk of the formula funding that I oversee in community planning and development goes to states and local governments. And Louisville gets funding in this formula fashion. And last year in 2009, oh no, this is the 2009 allocation, Louisville received $11,894,234 for community development activities. I expect their funding for 2010 will be somewhere about the same. They also get HOME funding, which is actually not an acronym, but it is for affordable housing. And the use of that funding is pretty flexible.